We're going to just do a general gardening video today because I was going to do the video on choosing a pumpkin variety, and I realized that I would be showing web pages from seed sellers, seed vendors, and probably be nice if I got their permission before I did something like that. So I am currently seeking permission from two seed companies. Meantime, we'll just talk about early fall, well, late summer, early fall changes to your garden. We are starting to see some of those now. And let's see here. Oh, where I formerly had a solid canopy of green leaves, now there are some holes. So what's happening there is the older leaves on the pumpkin vines are starting to die. So you're going to see more and more of that as the season goes on. Also starting to see some powdery mildew on the volunteer vines, and some of the vines that I planted in the planters are covered with it. This time of the year, I'm not doing much about it. I was kind of neglectful this year. The best thing to do with powdery mildew is, first of all, buy resistant varieties, although that didn't help me this year. The one resistant variety I planted, which was Harvest Jack, it has the most powdery mildew. And it hasn't produced anything either. So I'm not going to be buying that variety again. But powdery mildew is inevitable, and all you can do is delay it. So like I was saying, the first thing you should do is seek out powdery mildew resistant varieties. There'll be more on that in the variety video that I hope is forthcoming if I get permission to use those websites. If failing that, or even if you do have powdery mildew resistant varieties, what you're going to need to do is prevent. And that, I'm using that term loosely because you cannot totally prevent powdery mildew. Let's just say delay. There are a number of ways to do that, a number of different fungicides. The one that they really push at you if you're going organic and all that stuff is neem. Neem does not work. I will tell you that right now. As for the rest of the things that you can try to delay powdery mildew, there are a lot of options, but I will talk about them next season because, as I said, this season I kind of neglected to delay the powdery mildew as I should have. I was too concerned about squash bugs, and we also had some vine borers I found, which I got rid of fairly easily. And again, next year I'll go over that again. But yeah, like I said, all you can do is delay powdery mildew, and you should start if you live in zone 5B, which is where I live, or you live in any zone 6 or below. You should start in early July when the pumpkin vines are still young. Start treating them. And you may be able to delay powdery mildew until all your pumpkins are harvested. Failing that, you'll delay any major damage until after all your pumpkins are harvested. So, that was my big speech for today. As the vines are dying back, I'm seeing more and more pumpkins. I think we have at least 5 out here under this canopy and along the edges. And my voice is terrible today, so please forgive. As I said, the Harvest Jacks didn't produce anything at all, and I will not be growing them again. I can see why they are not offered very very much online, and I only found them ever in one store. So they're not a very good variety as far as I can tell. Of course, they had a bad situation growing in a first-year bed like that. The soil level went down dramatically and all kinds of problems. So I may try them again in a few years, but right now I'm just not interested. The one vine that took over the garden was the one I'm calling, what was it, pink something or other. It is here's one of them. Here we go. But there's a lot of them like that. They're broad, flat, thick-walled pumpkins. You cannot paint. You can paint a face on them, but you cannot carve them because they're something like 2 inches thick. That one was what you call. Oh, I see a big one over there. Okay, that is what you call a Maxima pumpkin, and the big Maximas are the ones like Atlantic Giant, which I will not grow. It's finicky as all get out. You'll lose all your produce unless you treat it just the way it wants to be treated, and it's just a nightmare. That's the one that the giant pumpkin growers grow, and more power to them. Even if they are calling their pumpkins something else, because the specific pumpkin that they're growing was a prize winner in the past, and it has the grower's name attached to it. It is Atlantic Giant. Nearly all of the prize winners at county fairs are Atlantic Giant. Excuse me. But here we go. Here's another. Here's one of those pink ones. There's a lot of varieties like this. They all look about the same, and they're all about the same size, and I'm assuming they're all as healthy, because that one really took the garden over. It came up from a pumpkin that I bought last year, and I was displaying it, and gosh, it just took over the world. It's even taken over the beds a little bit. I got distracted. I just saw a huge jack-o'-lantern type pumpkin in through here. You can see it from the other end, but you can't see it over there. But anyway, that's probably from one of the jack-o'-lantern vines that I bought. One thing I realized this year is I used to start pumpkins indoors and then transplant them outside. You can see the base of one that I bought, I think right there. It's a good idea to start them indoors. When they start outside, they seem to have problems. I don't know why. Of course, this doesn't bother farmers, but me as a backyard gardener, it's been a problem. So, let's see here. I'm trying to find the jack-o'-lanterns from this end, and I can't find them. I have harvested 2, and they are sitting in the garage. Here, I got a tomato there. I might take that in, a couple of tomatoes. These tomato vines were not what I thought they were. I said that a number of times. They were supposed to be burpee super steak. They are not. And they're not very healthy either. But I have gotten quite a few tomatoes off of them. And I got Rosie. Hi, Rosie. Hello, Rosie. Come here, Rose. Come here, Rose. I don't even know. It's so sunny out here. I don't even know if I've got the camera on her. Hi, Rose. Rosie. Rosie. That's my girl. She says, I don't know what you're going to do to me. Okay. The patio baby eggplant is sending up flowers. So if the weather holds out for another month, we will have some patio baby eggplants. And the Melrose peppers have been taking a break, as they do every summer, and pretty soon I'm going to have so many, probably, that I'll have to put them in the freezer again. I had bags of them in the freezer last year. They freeze quite nicely, by the way. And here is our poor little bell pepper. sweet bell pepper right here. I think I have it. And that's finally setting up some flowers too. I think our cucumbers have had it. Next year, I've got to remember to do something. I'm going to buy burpless cucumbers so we don't attract cucumber beetles. And of course we don't seem to have them, but I don't want them. And I'm also going to buy a variety that can be grown in container. This was not. This has gone all over the place, and if I have any cucumbers that I don't know about, they're probably the size of a baseball bat by now. Yeah, it is just, this thing has climbed from here to creation, and is not terribly happy in a little container like that, because it's not that kind of cucumber. I also want a cucumber that has all female flowers. That would be fun to try. And also burpless helps me with my old stomach. So here is the other thing we had. We had butter baby squash. I did eat one of those. That is absolutely delicious. I don't know if there's any more out there because our Maxima pumpkin has taken over the world and I can't get over there to look. The jack-o'-lantern vines the leaves are dying back, but the Maxima leaves are not dying back. They're not getting sick either. I've only seen a few with powdery mildew. So that is like the Godzilla plant. It's the sturdiest pumpkin I've ever grown. Too bad there's not a jack-o'-lantern quite like that one. Oh, look at this. Woohoo! There's a jack-o'-lantern right there. I hope I'm getting it. My little thing in the way there. And what else have we got? As you know, we lost a bushy orange pumpkin last week or the week before to a worm that had crawled inside and that was eating it. Oh my. Oh, this camera's not happy right now. Okay. But we have 3 more out here, 2 of which I think are going to be good. One looks like it's going to drop. And bushy orange. Boy, I'm having trouble with this camera. Let me stop for just a minute here.